All right. What's going on, everybody? Coach Respect, a wise guy right here on YouTube. What am I on right now? I'm streaming on YouTube.
Let's throw this door closed.
Haven't been on for a while, and I was supposed to jump on at 12:30, but I got caught up doing a blog. I'm doing a post on Reddit. I was doing a post on Reddit, but I thought, you know what, I want to get back to doing some live streams and hopping on my YouTube channel and doing some Q&As and doing some information sessions for you guys. I, for the most part, haven't been active on YouTube in this particular community, for almost a year, just doing little things here and there when I hit up a store and I'm doing retail arbitrage. Obviously, you'll see those videos pop up, and I see people who are watching them and leave some comments. Thank you. Comment below if you have any questions right now. This is a live Q&A, so at any time, if you want to ask questions, feel free to ask questions. I have the chat open. But I haven't done any specific, targeted emphasis on this YouTube channel. And so it's time to get back to it. It's September 1st, and we're headed into the busiest season of all, Q4 coming up around the corner. September, October, November, December. So October, November, December, Q4, including January, kind of, if you want to include that, where it's the busiest time of the year to sell on Amazon. So how is everybody's business doing? Let me know in the comments below. Ask your questions, ask away. So retail arbitrage, a lot of things have changed with Amazon because of the pandemic. A lot of rules and guidelines are in place. Sellers need to be more efficient with how they sell on Amazon. Sellers need to be more aware of the policies in which they conduct their business. Sellers need to manage their inventory a lot better. If you look up my latest post on Reddit, which I just started, I just launched my Reddit. So if you look up Coach Respect on Reddit, I'm going to throw that in the comment section, but let me see if I can throw my link. You Coach Respect. I don't know if this is it. Let's see if this is it. Throw this into the comments. I don't know. You Coach Respect. Look that up on Reddit. Once I publish this post, it just talks a little bit about retail arbitrage and what I can do. Thank you. Breezy Summer. What's that?
It's a friend.
Your friend? Okay, we'll talk about that later.
Sorry for interrupting.
So check that out. Once I publish that post, talk a little bit about retail arbitrage in that post. And I'm going to try to do a reoccurring blog to capture more of some journal style entries on Reddit. So I'm going to play around with that. Also, check out my Twitter when you have the opportunity, at Coach Respect on Twitter. And so retail arbitrage, selling on Amazon, what is new? For me, spent the summer sourcing inflatables and toys, so that was cool. Also spent the summer trying to liquidate a lot of my retail arbitrage inventory out of my storefront, trying to get rid of a lot of just straggling SKUs, product that's just been sitting around for a long time. Amazon want you to tighten up your inventory. They put gates in place, if you will. They put structure in place where they limit sellers the amount of inventory you can have at Amazon at any given time, based on your inventory performance index, your IPI. So if you pay attention to your IPI, whether it's high or low, good standing or not good standing, that will affect how much inventory you can keep on Amazon. And if you're keeping slow moving inventory at Amazon, you're killing your ability to have a efficient, profitable business, because that inventory that's sitting there is taking up space that other inventory you could sell through other inventory with. So whether you liquidate it and take losses, or clear it out, or recall the inventory, or whatever it is that you're going to do it. Make sure that you always have space for your best selling inventory. And so I had to do that, spend time all summer doing that. And not just that, I coach basketball. So I spent a lot of time doing what I love to do, which was coaching 2 teams and winning championships. If you're following me on Facebook or on my Instagram at ℸ𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚, you'll notice that we won a bunch of youth basketball championships. So that was fun. We did that over the last 6 months and just killed it. And then I guess in the last 3 months, I was traveling quite a bit. We're in the West Coast. We went to the East Coast, went to Manitoba, went to Ontario, went to Toronto, went to Niagara Falls, went to Brampton, went to Canada's Wonderland, went to all these different places. So just been a busy last 6 months for me. But September 1st hit, and I did make a goal for myself to, one, jump back onto YouTube and do some content for the people who follow me. So that was one of my goals there. And so date has started, and I figured, you know what, I'm going to write a Reddit blog and post on Reddit, more of a entries that are what I'm thinking in my mind, no holds barred, kind of look into the mind of me and mistakes I make. The first one is a hardcore reality check for me and the mistakes I made this summer, really putting the cart before the horse, or I say the cart before the gator, if you will, and perhaps getting greedier than I should have, and making some buying decisions that weren't successful, and really failing and getting knocked down, and now figuring out how to recover from those. So I sat there and wrote for about an hour. Haven't published it yet. So again, look in the comment section. Make sure you go and check out that post when I publish it. I'm just going to edit it and make sure that it's perfect to post before I post that. But that will be posted by the end of the day. And but yeah, on that Reddit, I'm going to use that space as a way to blog. I've been looking for ways to blog. I was going to do Blogger, then I didn't do that, and then I was going to do a Substack, didn't do that. And I'm like, I just want to find a channel to blog on. For some reason, I was sharing this particular live and was going to hop on here at noon. Didn't hop on at noon because I was sharing, and then I was sharing to Reddit, and it asked me to subscribe. So I actually created a Reddit today, and that's what that's about. So retail arbitrage. What is retail arbitrage? If you're new to this channel, retail arbitrage is when you're selling on Amazon, you want to sell on Amazon, and it's the ability to buy inventory for your Amazon store locally at stores around town. Maybe if within a 1 kilometer radius of you have a mall, and you have some Dollaramas and Dollar Trees and bookstores and, little grocery stores and London Drugs, little shopping stores that you can walk to. When you go into those stores, they obviously have all the inventory in the world. You can go into those stores, and using the Amazon app, you can actually scan their barcodes while you're in the store and see what the products that you're looking at sell for on Amazon. A lot of times what you'll do is you'll scan products that they're clearing out, whether it's a sale, 50% off, or clearance items that are just being blown out, end of season inventory, whatever it might be. That product might be super popular or trending on Amazon. So what you do is you just scan the barcode and see what it is selling for on Amazon compared to what you can buy it for. And if the difference in price makes sense, maybe Amazon takes a small amount of fees. Maybe it costs you $5 and Amazon's going to take $7 to ship it to your customer So and their commission kind of combined, and the postage and the boxes and the work on their end, that adds up to $12. But maybe it's selling for $19.99 on Amazon. Well, Amazon can get your product that you have in your inventory in front of millions of eyeballs, whereas your local store is only getting the product in front of however many people who walk into that store and actually are looking for that product. So it might be hundreds, it might be thousands, but it's definitely not millions and millions and millions of people across Canada. So from your kitchen, you can literally run this store and have the product be seen by everybody across Canada who's looking for that product. And all you need to do is provide them with a good price, usually the lowest price, that's still profitable for you. So you might be able to get $5 plus tax, $5.60, and ship it to Amazon along with other things. Maybe you get 30 things and it costs you $15 to ship that box. So 50 cents an item. So $5.50 plus 50 cents is $6. And Amazon's going to take $7 for their fees and everything all inclusive. You spent $13, but you can sell it for whatever, $19.99. So you're going to make $7 on that product profit. So you're going to, and even if you needed to drop that product down to 15, you could still make $2, which is nothing. It's not really going to get anybody excited to make just $2, but making $7 might get you excited to buy that product along with 29 other products and make $5 from each of those, times that by 30, that's $150. And if that sells out in a month or two or whatever, that's just $150. And you take your initial cash flow and you reinvest it in other products from other stores in your neighborhood. So retail arbitrage is just sourcing products from stores that are on sale for cheap, that for whatever reason Amazon is selling them for full retail, and they're popular. The sales demand is high. And those are things that the Amazon app, the scanning tool, will show you when you're actually scanning products. It'll show you how much profit you made, how popular the product is, it in demand. They'll show you the reviews. Do people like the product? Which is how things sell online. It'll show you the competition, how many other sellers are selling the product. If there's no competition, that's a great thing. If there's too many other sellers, then that's a bad thing. So it helps you check the boxes and determine if it would be a good investment. So it's an easy way to take $100 of money that maybe you have in the bank, collecting nothing, an interest, and actually put it into some products, put it into your Amazon store, and all of a sudden you turn that $100 into $500 in a couple weeks. And then you do the same thing, and all of a sudden you're generating monthly revenue or profits of $1,000 or $2,000 or $5,000 or $10,000 every month, because you're operating your own store from Amazon. And it's really that easy. It's really that easy. Now, are there complications along the way? Are there things that you'll need to figure out? Of course, with any business, absolutely. But doing an Amazon retail arbitrage business is not complicated. But of course, there are things you're going to need to figure out and roadblocks away, that hurdles that you'll come across that you will deal with. Okay, we got a question here from Parlons the Finances. It says, do you keep your products at home? I do, yes. I've been an Amazon seller for, almost 7 years now. Am I in 7 years? Let me just do the math in my head. 2015? Is that when I started? I believe so. So the answer is, yeah, you keep your products at home. You put them in boxes, put them in your storage. That's what a lot of people do. So when you're going grocery shopping, you fill up a couple bags. I always recommend at least send in 30 things minimum at a time. 30 things should be able to fit in a medium-sized box, especially for new sellers. So if you have 30 units in a medium-sized box, fill that up. That box is probably from Vancouver to Ontario. No, sometimes the box will go locally, which is huge for me because it's way cheaper. But to get that box from Vancouver to Ontario, whereas most of my stuff goes most of the time, usually costs around $12 to $15 a box using Amazon. Like, I actually do the shipment, create the shipment through my Amazon website. It prints out a label I drop that box at UPS. Just search my videos. You'll see how it's done. So it costs $15, but yeah, all the inventory I keep here in my house. Sometimes I'll stack it against a wall if I'm doing a shipping plan. Like, actually, I can turn the computer around. You can kind of see there's some Funkos in my haul. I don't know if you can see that from here. So there's some Funko Pops there, some inflatables there, some other toys there that I put in my haul. It's just easy for me to sit in the kitchen, throw a box together, and just create a shipping plan, pack up the box, drop it up at UPS. I can literally do that in about, it takes me about an hour. So I print off, I'll give you the steps here for that, just to finish this question off. So yeah, I source it at home. I'll buy this inventory. I bought that actually before we left on our vacation. So 2 weeks ago, came back, it's sitting here. When I get the energy to do a shipping plan, for me, it's like whenever I feel like doing it. For you, it might be just a routine. You might do your shipping plans every Tuesday, and you might do your sourcing on a Thursday. So one day you do your sourcing for 4 hours. Then you take that inventory, maybe on the Tuesday you ship it out, or maybe you do it on the Friday the next day, however you schedule it. So you get that inventory, you do two things. You create a shipping plan. Or the first thing, you add it to your inventory. So when you scan it, it tells you what the product is. Okay, you would scan it with your phone. It tells you what the product is. Then you can go add to inventory. And you click add to inventory, and it takes like, it will say it'll take up to 15 minutes, but usually in 2 or 3 minutes, it's now in your inventory. Doesn't mean you have inventory, it just means that you can now send inventory in for that product. So it's now in your inventory, and you would add all the products that you bought. So whether it's 10 different SKUs or 5 different SKUs with a total of 30 units or more or less, whatever it is that you want volume wise, you add to inventory. Now what you do is you go to your main computer and you pull up, you go into Seller Central, you log in, and you click on all the inventory SKUs that you're going to sell. There's a little box to the left. You click on each of them, and then you go create a shipping plan. There's the 3 lines on the left. You click that drop down. It'll ask you if you want to create a shipping plan. You go yes, and then you go through those stages. You tell them how many quantities of each. Then it'll ask you, do you need labels? Yes, you need labels. Those are the little stickers. You don't use the barcodes that are on there per se. Sometimes you can. And these are the things that you learn as you have your business, as you're growing your business. You start to learn these different options that you can do as a seller, because they're an option where you don't need to put stickers. To this day, I still put these barcodes on. They're Amazon specific barcodes that go on the product, even though Amazon has offered me and probably everybody else the option to just use the existing one. I like to use those. So I put those on, print those stickers out on the mailing labels. I just buy literally the mailing labels from Dollarama. They're a pack of 30. You get like 30 times 30. So that's 900 stickers for $4. So I print them on there, put them on all the boxes. Now we're done that stage. Now I continue through my shipping plan with the quantities, and then it complete the shipping plan. I fill the box with all the inventory. Usually all fits in one box if I complete it properly. And then it asks me on through Amazon Selling Central, am I using them to ship with their deep discounted shipping option, or am I using my own Canada Post, or maybe I have another connection where I use for shipping. I always go through Amazon because their shipping rates are way less. I mean, I made a video once where I talked about 3 books, trying to ship 3 books through UPS. It was like going to cost me like $120, something ridiculous. But through Amazon, it would cost me like $10 to ship the 3 books. And, to ship 3 individual books to customers, it was like $90. But through Amazon, doing a shipping plan where I sent that to Amazon and then fulfilled the orders through Amazon, I could send all those books in for literally, it was like $10. So anyway, not to sell you on the deep discount shipping, it's just the best option. You use that through your platform, print off the labels, tape up the box, put the label on, bring it to UPS store, drop it off. They just scan it in, and that's it. Or you can literally have them pick up. I actually have a video on my channel where I talk about UPS pickup and how to schedule UPS pickups. It's like my best performing video. Literally, I made that video. I should do a transparency video, because that one video, I'm just teaching people how to have their shipments picked up from their home for free. I don't know if it's free anymore with all these crazy gas prices and everything. But it was a video, probably goes back, I think it said it's like 860 days when I looked at it today. This UPS video that I made, 4-step video. It's like 5 minutes long, and it's made me like, in 800 days, it's I think that the revenue I made from it, the whatever they call that, the YouTube revenue, was like $500 just from that one video. I didn't know that video would be so popular, but it's like one of the most popular videos on my channel. So check that out. I think I'll make like 50 cents from it or something like that, 1 cent. Anyway, it's that simple as to do a retail arbitrage. And yes, yeah, you can keep it in your home. There are sellers who get so big where their home is where they don't want to do it. They would rather rent out a storage locker and use the storage locker as where they run their inventory through. And some people end up renting a warehouse. You see channels like that all the time on YouTube, where they just get so big and they love the retail arbitrage world. See, retail arbitrage for me is just a small portion of my Amazon business. I do that as just another income book portion of my business. It's not big. I don't do a lot of books, but enough where it's its own income stream. Retail arbitrage, where I'm sourcing inventory in stores, just as I drive around to my purchases. That's just another what I call income stream. And these are just pillars of, I mean, I could skip all that and I wouldn't have to do that. I do most of the money I make selling on Amazon, I make from doing private label, where I source the inventory of things that are hot, just like the things I have on my wall. If I can't find that stuff here, I'll look into buying that stuff directly from China, sourcing it and never touching it. So never ever having it shipped here. I'll just have it shipped directly from a factory to Amazon. Amazon will receive it right into my store. And that's actually the best way to do and run your business. So it's the most profitable way by far, the least amount of work, because literally now you're just doing your research on your computer of what products sell. Now, I use my retail arbitrage time. I use that time to discover products that I should actually brand myself or just launch myself or source direct myself, especially if it's hot. And that's part of one of my blogs today. The first one, again, check it out on Reddit. I'll post a link after this, but check it out on Reddit, where I talk about, a product that I literally took from retail arbitrage, is sourcing at a grocery store, hundreds of them, and not being able to find inventory. So deciding, I'm going to go and source it on in China. I'm going to just go through Alibaba and find the inventory and buy that. So I talk a little bit about that. So I'll post a link on this video when I'm done publishing it. Do you sell only in Canada? Sell North America, you can sell in Mexico, you can sell, where else can you sell? So hold on here, I have it right on the phone. No, so Mexico, Canada, America, so everywhere. I don't do Mexico. I have never even tried to, so, and I don't know if I will. Most sellers, I think in Canada, I think most sellers are doing mostly US and Canada. Majority of my retail arbitrage products, if not all of them, are Canada. I don't do any of my retail arbitrage products. I don't sell any of them in the US, only on the Canadian listing. My private label products, I do them everywhere. It's both sides. So that's up to you. It's not hard to do both. There's tutorials on how to get your inventory to the US if you decide you want to source inventory and sell it in the US market. It's easy to configure your central, your selling setup, your selling page, your Amazon Seller Central account. It's easy to configure your account to sell on both platforms. So those are, I don't think I've ever made a tutorial. Maybe I should, but again, it's not literally is just a switch on your account. There's a drop down at the top of your Seller Central, allows you to change the country from Canada to Mexico, and you literally just click it, it drops down, choose the country, it drops up. Now, if I were to switch my inventory to my US account, I would see what's in my US account. If I switch to my Canadian account, I would see what inventory is in my Canadian account. If I'm doing a shipping plan, I got to switch to the platform accordingly, and then do my shipping plan based on that. Now, whether I have inventory coming from China and I'm shipping it to the US, I just switch to my US account and have that inventory shipped into wherever they want it, whether it's Dallas or Washington or wherever they want the inventory to be shipped to directly. There's no difference. Now, the only primary thing you want to have set up is your banking information in the country that you are selling in. My information has always been set up there in the, if I'm selling in the US, my banking. So you have to set that particular information up. If it's in Canada, you're obviously setting up a Canadian account. Legitimize your business, meaning create an account separate for your Amazon business and funnel all the funds into that account separate. If you're going to do a US one, create an account separate for that Amazon storefront, funnel all your money into that account, and just legitimize your business that way. But great question, great time, but easy to do. Easier to do that than create a shipping plan, in my eyes. The last thing I think you need to do if you're going to sell in another country is you have to set up their tax regulations. So there's a form that you would fill out on Amazon. It's part of, I don't know if it's in the setup. I think when you initially change when you initially change your Seller Central account to the country you want to work with or work in or display, if you haven't yet done it, I believe the first time you do it, it prompts you for all that information. I believe. If not, you have to just go into your settings and set that stuff up. But great question. Keep them coming. Keep them coming. Again, I always promote it in my videos. If you're looking for some mentorship, coaching, let me know. Links below. My course has been around for 500 years. Just kidding. But it's been around for about 3 or 4 or 5 years. And coaching is all part of the deal. So when you sign up, it's a one-time fee, but the coaching is unlimited. To be your right-hand man. And most of the coaching is done directly. You email me, I email you. We keep a conversation going and flowing that way. The course is $497. In the course, you'll have 10 hours of content plus. I mean, I think I have 7 or 8 chapters. Inside those chapters, it's got to be about anywhere between 7 and 20 videos, ranging from 3 minutes to 30 minutes in length, just depending on the video and what I'm teaching at that specific moment. And then full access to me. So if you're looking for a coach, full access to me, you just basically, we message each other. I always tell people I work with 6 people at a time as far as one. If people want to hire me directly, want me to help them find products specifically, if you're doing private label. Right now, I think I have 2 or 3 openings where I can bring 2 or 3 people on to help them build their stores. But I work with my whole entire Facebook group. So you have access to the Facebook group. And when you're part of that platform and that community, which is cool. And so I want to wrap that community a little bit up now. So part of my people start a successful Amazon business, want to get that community going again, because it is a strong community and a lot of great things go on there, a lot of good information shared. I'm always in there. But the most important thing is coaching and mentoring. You need it. You're going to run into things. Like I said, it's not a matter of if, it's just a matter of when you're going to run into an obstacle or a question. You don't know what you're doing. You get to run it by me and I get to help support you while you're doing what you're doing. So I look forward to that. I look forward to working with anybody who wants to work with me. And that's all part of the deal when you sign up. So go sign up for that mentorship course, and the mentorship and the coaching are inclusive 24/7. When you email me, usually I respond within the hour, maximum within 24 hours, but usually I'm pretty quick at getting back to people with their questions. And anybody will tell you, when you give me 10 questions, I give you a nice, clear, detailed response, and I take my time to answer your questions thoroughly, which are specific to you. I know that you not going to ask me all the questions you want on here, because some of them might just be more private to your business. When you're trying to decide on products that are profitable, and you don't want to run into the same road bumps that I did, and the same obstacles I did, and the mistakes that I did, I'll tell you right away, don't do that. Check these boxes first. You'll get the fast track sheet when you're in my course, which is the fastest way, A to Z, to launch your private label business or your retail arbitrage business. And literally it's a printable sheet or sheets, and you just check off the boxes and just follow along. Done. Now what do I do next? I do this next. Done. And you just keep going through that. So those are all things that I found helpful when I first started selling on Amazon, that helped me become successful right away. So I continue to use those when I coach or help people with their businesses. Hey, you're welcome. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. 30 minutes on the boards. We're gonna jump off of this now, but thank you guys for hanging out with me. Just wanted to kind of get back into figure out how to make, and I don't know, extra $500 a month. That's how you do it. You just take $100, go to the store, start scanning products, find ones that are profitable and that are in demand. How do you know if they're in demand? Well, there's a tool that there's free that'll tell you how hot it is. And that's why you hire me as a coach. You'll discover products that will have a rank, maybe a toy that has a 60,000 rank, but you'll still be skeptical or unsure if you should buy the inventory. I can further help clarify what to look for. How many reviews does it have? Does it have over 500? Does it have over 1,000? Does it have over 10,000 reviews? Geez, if it has over 10,000 reviews, you might just want to go and buy as much inventory as you can get your hands on, and those types of things. So there's extra points that you'll learn in the group videos that I throw in there specifically. Is there competition? What's the competition like? What do you mean by competition? Well, competition on Amazon is just other sellers. If there's no one on a listing, if there's a retail arbitrage listing, you discover it, and there's a bunch of sellers, but there's no FBA sellers. There's no Prime badge on any of them. What is Prime badge? Well, Prime is when people send their inventory to Amazon. That's what FBA means. It means fulfillment by Amazon, which is better than fulfillment by me. I'm not as good as Amazon. I might not ship it as quick. I might forget. I don't know. I might not be as diligent. I might not use as good a courier. Amazon fulfill products, right? They have warehouses all everywhere. They have staff, they have teams, they have protocols, they have speed limits. Like literally, they have timing. They got things that can deliver the same day. People prefer to shop with Prime versus not Prime. So when you see listings that might have 10 sellers, but none of them are Prime, they're all just shipping via their hallway directly to the consumer. That's different than a Prime seller or an FBA seller. So when you see a listing that has 10 sellers but no FBA sellers, it might be a listing that you jump on, and all of a sudden you can charge a little bit more than what they're charging, make more money, make more profit, and you'll actually be ranked higher than them. When people go to buy that product, you might actually get the buy box. Meaning people will just click buy. They have no clue there's multiple sellers. They just want that product. They click buy. Well, you're the automatic selection because you're the only FBA seller. So those are part of the little things that you learn when you're scanning products. You go, oh, this one, there's sellers, but there's no FBA seller. I might want to sell that. There's also products that don't have rankings. I'll give you this one other one before we jump off here. There's also products that don't have rankings. You'll actually click a product, scan it. It'll be selling for, I don't know, pick an arbitrary number, $29.99 on Amazon. You can get it for, let's say you can get the inventory for $2 each. I'm using a product that I've discovered before. So I once discovered a product that was called a furniture feet. Okay. And it was the brand As Seen on TV. Now, normally As Seen on TV brand are risky to jump on those listings because sometimes As Seen on TV, legit As Seen on TV listings will strike anyone who's on that listing, who's trying to jump on that listing. This one wasn't. I knew why. It was an As Seen on TV brand, and there were 8 feet, and these were little plastic feet with a felt bottom that would slip on the bottom of your furniture, and a lot of people use this. It was a tremendously hot product. 5 years ago, I was considering jumping on that listing. It was too competitive, so I decided I won't private label this, but I found inventory at stores. I found one in store. I initially found a store that was selling had about 30 units, and cost was, at the time, was $5 a box, and was reselling on Amazon for $29.99. So I'm like, oh, this is crazy. And the weird thing about this listing at the time was, or no, at that time when I think in office products, or in, I believe it was like 25,000 rank in office products, selling for $29.99. I could get them for $2, and I'm thinking, like 30 units at $2 a unit going to cost me $60 plus tax. There's no risk. $60 plus tax. What's the worst thing that can happen? I just have to take a loss and dump all the inventory. I don't know. So I decided I'll buy the inventory. This was early. I bought all the inventory. And I also bought all the inventory, I remember, because I had done research on this product, and I had saw that there was demand for it. There was a demand for it just from doing product research. So I bought all the inventory, shipped it out, did a shipping plan, shipped it out, arrived at Amazon, and that inventory just flew. It just flew. Sometimes people would buy 2 boxes at a time. Like one customer would buy 2, or they'd buy 4. So it was like one of those products where it wasn't restricted. Just you would ever just buy one. Sometimes you would buy for all your furniture. And I mean, if you think of every chair, it's got four legs, so it needs 4. So just in my kitchen alone, I got table, 4 chairs. I would need 2 boxes. And if I were to use it in my living room, I would need more for the different things. So I could see why this had that type of demand, that type of popularity. But the 30 units I ended up buying, they ended up selling out definitely less than a month. I want to say it was within less than 2 weeks. So in a 2-week cycle, for what I bought for $2, Amazon takes their 15% commission because it's FBA and they're selling it for you. So they would take 50% of $3 is $4.50, but it was light box. It was very light. I think it was the lightest. I think it rated around $4.50 for FBA fees, which are your boxes and your packaging, the person to do the work, and the cost of shipping it to any customer in the world, and returns if they ever returned it. So $4.50 plus the $4.50 fee plus the $4.50 commission was $9. That's what I gave Amazon. My $2.25 cost, that's $11.25. To ship all that stuff to Amazon at the time was like $10 for 30 bucks. It was like 30 cents a box. So we won't even factor it in, but you can. So $11.25 plus 30 cents is $11. Let's just say $11.50. I sold it for $30. $30 minus $11.50 leaves me with $19 or $18.50 profit. $18.50 profit times 10 units is $185. Is that right? $18.50 times 10, $185. Yes, times 3, so 30 units. 180 times 3 is 300, is 400, 520, $540 plus 15, $555 profit. $550 profit was what I made in 2 weeks just off of that one item. Plus I get my capital back, my $2 back, per unit. So I get my 30, whatever it was, my initial investment, I get that back. Is that included in there? Yeah, well, the difference. I'm just thinking in my head. I'm doing the math in my head. The fees plus the $2, I put that as my cost. Yeah, so I get my $2 back out of cost of goods. Amazon just keeps theirs. If I were just to make the $9 from Amazon, so 21 times that, so basically $600, $630, or whatever it worked out to be, $630. That includes my capital, existing capital. So I basically was turning $60 into $630. Fast forward, I couldn't find any more of that inventory. So fast forward a few years, because I never did launch that separately. Like a lot of times what I'll do is a hybrid where I'll take a product that's doing well in retail arbitrage that is cost, and it's not patented and it's hot seller. And a lot of times I'll try to turn it into my own brand. But I didn't do it with this one just because it was ultra competitive and I didn't think I would rank for it. So I never did with this one. Fast forward a few years, I find that same product in a different store, same exact product. Oh yeah, so initially, excuse me, let's correct that. Initially when I bought it was $5. So 5 times 60 is $300. Am I correct? No, 5 times 30. 5 times 30 minutes is $150. That's what I paid initially. It wasn't until a couple years later when I found that same product that in a different store that was selling for $2 a box, and it was like 300 units in inventory. So you know exactly what I did was I bought all of that inventory, and the same thing, same numbers apply, 300 units. That same inventory sold, no problem. I don't think it's sold as high. I think the second time around, it's still sold for like between $19.99 and $24.99 in that price range, a little bit more than what other brands were selling for. I think just because of the listing itself. So, but I end up making, do the math, I end up making easily my money back plus a lot on that listing. Now, the second time around, and this is really the point I wanted to make. When I looked at the listing after a few years, it didn't have a rank. So it wasn't, when a listing doesn't have a rank, usually what that means is that the listing is out of inventory. No one's sending inventory on it. It didn't have a rank. And so when I clicked the inventory and scanned, there's no rank showing. There's not even like a 25,000 rank in office. A lot of people would say, that's not a product I'm going to sell. But what I was clicked into the product details and features and looked at the reviews, and I want to say, my memory is obviously this few years, I want to say it had over 700 or 800 4.5-star reviews or 4-star reviews. Even though it doesn't have a rank, because it has that many reviews, there's demand for the product. There's demand for that particular product. If it doesn't have a rank, you know, I'll look at and find if that product is still like has decent demand. I have obviously tools to do that. And I always tell any of my clients, look, if you need me to look into demand for you, I have the tools. You don't have to go and buy a tool just because you want to look up demand. You buy the tool because you want to get into the business of private label and you want to do that as a business. But if you need to look up a demand for product, let me know. I'll help you out. That's what a coach would do. I knew that this one had 700 or 800 reviews. So I knew there was still demand. So I ended up buying all that inventory, taking that risk at $2. That's when it was $2. So at 300 units at $2, it was $600 investment. And you can tell even at selling at $19 or $20, at $20, that's a $3 and $20. That's a $3 commission for Amazon. Plus $7.50, that's or $4.50, that's $7.50 cost of goods. So $3 commission Amazon plus $7.50, that's $3 commission, $4.50, it's $7.50 for Amazon plus my $2 investment. That's a $9.50 cost of goods. If I'm selling for 19, I'm still making $10 profit. So 300 units at $10 profit is $3,000 minimum at $10 profit. And you're always looking for products that are $10 profit. You're always trying to skip over those $5 profit products. That's what you would clear it out for. You're always trying to source inventory that is going to give you $10 unit profit. All right, guys. I thought it was going to be over at 30 minutes. Is now 45 minutes. Anyway, I'm going to throw a link in the probably in the description of this video to my Reddit. So make sure you go check that out. Hit me up on Instagram at the Wise Guy, ℂ𝕙𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚𝕚. Where else? Subscribe if you haven't already done so. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you guys in the next live. Peace.